In this video, I'm going to take you on a spiritual and a personal identity journey, a shift, if you like, that's going to transform your life in every single way. It's also going to challenge you emotionally, psychically, and mentally in a way that you've never been challenged before. So I hope you're up for it. Right now, you are creating this reality in the same way that you do a dream. And I'm not talking symbolically, I'm talking quite literally. You are within your own mind. And until you accept that fully, then you will remain a self-created victim of circumstance. Not because life or the universe is against you, of course, but because you've placed yourself inside a world that you believe is happening to you. But that's an illusion. It's an illusion that you have to move through and get to the other side of. Now, manifestation doesn't fail because you don't try hard enough or because the techniques are wrong, although most of them clearly are, to be honest. It fails because you try to create a reality whilst denying that you're the one that's creating it. You stand in a position of effect, trying to act like the cause. And that contradiction collapses power, your manifesting power. And so you need to stand in a different psychic and mental position in your own consciousness before you can use the tools of consciousness that will create the reality that you really want to live. Right now, people are trying to manifest from a false identity. They're wearing a victim identity that was never actually true to begin with. You were always a conscious creator. And that victim identity is the one that wants life to be different, of course. That victim identity is the one that's doing the scripting, that's visualizing, that's doing all the techniques. But here's the big problem with that, is that that identity, when you hold it, has no real power. It's not the creator. That's not your real identity. It's a role, it's a habit, it's a mask you've adopted. And so in a very real sense, the one that is trying to manifest doesn't exist, not as the creator. And that's partly why nothing changes. Until you step out of that victim role 100% and back into what's actually creating this reality, your real identity as the creator remains hidden, and so do the tools. You can't use them properly. And so a new psychic position has to come first, and then the tools automatically follow, and then the tools automatically work. And this is for those of you who are done, if you like, with the spiritual tourism. You're ready to actually understand how all of this works. So let's be really clear, crystal clear, about what I mean when I say that this reality is created in the same way as a dream. I'm not saying that it's fake at all, or that it's not real, or that it's unimportant. What I am saying is that it operates and is created using the same mechanics as a dream. In a dream, you are the dreamer. You're not inside the dream trying to convince the dream to change, shouting at the dream, even if a portion of you is in the dream itself. You recognize that you're the consciousness that's creating the entire experience. The characters, the environment, the rules, the outcomes, they're in your mind, aren't they? You create them. Even if it feels out of control, you still create them. And everything in the dream is therefore a reflection of your thoughts, your beliefs, your desires, your expectations, and your sense of self. You give yourself an identity in the dream. These are the laws of the dream. They determine what happens. Your mind determines what happens in the dream. And when you wake up from the dream in the morning or whatever time it is, you wake up to a different world. You also wake up to a completely different identity most of the time. You shift from being the character inside the dream to being the consciousness that created it. You say, oh, I created a dream. And waking life works the same way. You just need to wake up in the same way. Right now, people are living as if they're characters inside a dream, trying to convince the dream to change, shouting at the universe. They're trying to manifest from inside the story without recognizing that they created it. As if external techniques can override the actual operating system that instigated the dream in the first place, the reality in the first place. And that operating system is your identity. It's who you believe you are. That's the first thing that has to shift. So you need to recognize that your mind is the operating system. It's the ultimate system. Everything else, your thoughts, your emotions, actions, synchronicities, the opportunities that show up, everything that's manifest here, all of it flows from that main operating system called your mind, your consciousness. And you can run 1,000 techniques on an old operating system and nothing's going to fundamentally change. You're just going to be the same person trying harder. It's like trying to install new software on a computer that's fundamentally broken. Okay, so now we've got an understanding, we need to actually start to make the shift itself. So this is a 7-day process. Well, it's a lifetime process, but I've broken it down to 7 days for you that you can then play and explore. It's simple, but you have to actually do it, and that's key. Don't just think about it. Think of it as an experiment and then run the experiment. So in days 1 and 2, it's about recognizing the victim identity. And I want you to spend these first 2 days noticing when this victim identity is active within you. It's the part of you that feels powerless, the part of you that believes that life is happening to you in any way, shape or form. The part that wants things to be different but feels like it can't do anything about it for some reason. I want you to notice your thoughts and notice your feelings. You might have a little notepad. I want you to just be the victim, if you like. Notice your posture, literally. How does your body hold itself when you're in that victim mode? You're right in it, observing it within yourself. You're not trying to change it. You're not trying to get rid of it. You're just waking up to it. And that's key here. Now on days 3 and 4, step into the observer mode. It's a slight separation. First couple of days you embodied it, and now the shift is you're recognizing that you are not the victim identity. You are the consciousness observing the victim identity. So there's a part of you that is aware that there is a victim identity. That awareness itself is not the victim, it's the observer. So spend these 2 days practicing this shift, separating yourself out from it. And when you notice the victim identity come up, just pause, and instead of embodying it, just observe it. You might say to yourself, okay, I now recognize a victim identity has come up. It's not me. It's a role I've been playing. I'm not that. I am now the one that is aware of it. And this is the first shift of separation. Before you move into a broader identity, you're stepping out of the character and into a consciousness that is watching the character. Now, days 5 and 6 is about embodiment of the creator position. Separated yourself out. Now you're going to actually spend some time inhabiting a new position as the creator. Remember, this is not a technique. It's an actual shift in deepening and broadening your identity. So just for now, close your eyes and imagine that everything you've ever experienced or will experience, including the whole reality, your thoughts, the feelings, surroundings, the people, the events, was created by you. Unconsciously up until now. Allow yourself to feel any emotions that come up. But recognize there's no external force creating anything. It's all you, not symbolically, but literally. You are the dreamer. This is your dream. You're in it and creating it. So what changes when you actually accept that? You might want to do that a few times. How does your body feel? How do your thoughts and emotions feel? What becomes possible for you? And I want you to spend some time in that position, not forcing it, just inhabiting it, integrating it. As you get into day 7, it's integration. On the final day, you're going to recognize something, and it will carry on forever, of course, that you've been the creator all along. You didn't become the creator by doing this exercise. You just woke up to something that's already true. You stopped identifying with the victim. You recognize this as a state of consciousness more. You recognize that the victim was a character that you were playing, but the consciousness that was dreaming was just that character. But you are more than that. And now you are experiencing it. From this moment on, every time you identify with the victim, try to activate something in yourself. When you say, that's not me, that's a role, I'm the one that's dreaming, I'm in control of this, in cooperation with reality. And when you stand in that creative position again and again, and more consistently, reality reorganizes itself in different ways. As I say, not because you're forcing it, but because you've shifted the operating system from where you're creating. But this is what also matters. It's not a one-time shift, as you can imagine. The victim identity has deep roots right now. It's been running your life for years, decades probably. And so you need to keep practicing and reaffirming and moving your position to the creative position until it becomes default. That's where the deeper work also then comes in. And if you want to go beyond this and actually reprogram the beliefs that keep recreating that victim identity, no matter what you try and change, then I've created a free training, a step-by-step training called the Belief Blueprint. So as you begin to shift, you need to alter your beliefs consciously. And this blueprint and training just shows you how to identify core beliefs that are running your life and then how to replace them with beliefs that align with the creator position. Because once your belief shifts, your identity shifts and vice versa. And you can access the Belief Blueprint training in the description via the link below. But just start with this 7-day protocol. Please do comment. Let me know if you found it useful. Run the experiment and then let me know what shifts for you. So this is David Marshall. I'll see you in the next video on Wednesday. I think this is the Monday video. Do subscribe if you found that useful. Do comment below with any feedback. I love to hear your feedback and also try and reply to every single comment. That's it. See you on the next one. Take care.